one guys Donnie coming to you from South Japan Pinku style podcast. Coming to you from the podcast studio, but today is not a podcast. Just talking, just shooting this shit a little bit and everything. All right, so as you guys know, all right, I should start off this way. For the guys who don't know me, the first time you see me, because I just put in there, this is about a video about Hayden Deegan and a few other topics I want to hit on around that. So if you see me for the first time and you wonder who the hell is this guy talking about, you know, dirt bikes and everything, I'm a prior military guy. Just started riding dirt bikes about a year ago. I'm a professional drifter here in Japan. Got pro certified here in Japan. Actually, this is the upstairs portion of my automotive performance shop. I've been tuning and building race cars, Japanese cars, for over 20 years and everything. So a little bit of information about me. If you want to learn more, Pinku Style TV, you can go back and see all. I got 800 videos and everything on there. So first time seeing me, first time on the channel, welcome and everything. So let's get right into it. I just started riding motocross about a year ago. My buddy James Sherrill really kind of like egged me on to get into it. By way of my guy Alexis King and talking to one of my OGs from Baltimore. He kind of got me into dirt bikes and everything. So I've always wanted to get into them. Got into them last year. I got a ton of bikes now. They're easy to get here in Japan. And so I'm kind of like torn between now racing cars and riding dirt bikes because it's fun as hell. Dangerous, but fun as hell. So the real reason I got into it because my boys, they're 6 and 4, and they're all about it. And I got them PW50s kicking around on it and things like that. Take those guys out as much as possible, which is pretty much every weekend. I got a track about 5 minutes from my shop. So even though I just started last year because I'm a pro drifter, the mindset of doing things and riding bikes the mechanics are different, but the mindset of being a professional motorsports guy is the same thing. Preparation, practice, making sure everything is good to go, and is putting in your reps and things like that. So again, as you guys I'll say you guys know, the dudes who are on my channel, normally you see mostly car content. I have said I've been doing more bike stuff videos, but I haven't done anything like this. So this is the first thing I want to speak on it. As you can see right there, for the guys who don't know, this Hayden Deegan right there driving his car. He's going to the track to put in some reps before his debut in a few hours from now. We're in Japan, so the hours are different. So while I'm sleeping, they'll be doing qualifying. I'll try to wake up early and get to qualifying and see that. So the reason I'm doing this video, man, is because this guy, you know, a young man, I hate guys call guys kids, you know, whatever. He is, he's 16. Technically, he still is a kid. He's a young man. The way he conducts himself, he earns the moniker of a young man. So, anyways, you see the guy right here doing a bunch of training, riding for Star Yamaha and everything like that. And I must point out, guys, I'm not a motocross journalist. I don't do any of that stuff, man. I don't even do car journalist stuff. I'm a automotive performance shop owner. I race cars professionally. I build cars. That's what I do. So I'm not certified at all to speak on whatever anybody does. That's not my thing, man. I just ride for fun. Basically the furthest I jumped anything was maybe 15 feet, you know what I mean? So I'm still new. If I add up all the hours, I probably got roughly, I would say 24 hours, or seriously 24 hours on a bike. And every time I get on a bike, man, I feel better and better and better. Took a few spills, but it is what it is. My life has been contact, man. I played University of Maryland football, Division I. As you can see, I got a belt up there. So Gypsy out there. I'm a purple belt in jiu-jitsu, man. So if you want to roll at any time, man, we could do that and everything. So that's my blue belt retired right there. Judo, football, lacrosse, wrestling, everything, man. So life is full of contact. I currently just training MMA, judo and jiu-jitsu and everything right there. When I have time, I got mats out there on the right of me. So anyway, as you can see right here, man, Hayden doing his things on a track right here, getting ready at the farm again. With again, I've been in this year, man. I'll be throwing out terms and things that you guys who watch motocross know about. And it'll sound like I've been in this for years. No, I just started watching, man. I watched every gate drop in the last year. I've just been like engulfed in it because I'm actually doing it. And I did my first race about 2 months ago. And man, it was only it was 2, was it 3? It was 2. It was like, yeah, dude, beginner stuff, man. It was 2. It was no shit like 2 8-minute motos. I've been riding my 450 RMZ a bunch, man. I like the RMZ. Kickstart, whatever. I got decent cabs and everything, so I can kickstart it. But I for this one I downgraded because the 450 honestly was a little bit too much. So I downgraded to my CRF 250R. And I also have I had a 125 stroked up to 135 CR 125, but that thing was built by James. It was honestly I learned the dynamics of a 2-stroke to a 4-stroke, and I felt like it would take me years to get on the 4-stroke. And then the first time I got on the 250, the 250, the CRF 250, I was like, holy shit, man, I can actually ride it. And the 450, I liked it because I didn't have to like wide open throttle before the jump. I can get right, 10 feet from the jump and like crack it. Again, beginner guys, so I'm not flying 100 feet. I'm not doing that. And actually, I probably will never do that because again, I'm 40 years old and that's just not my thing right there. So anyway, I'm rambling, kind of long ass introduction for the guys who don't know me. Just hoping to keep it short and concise. The biggest thing I want to hit on, man, is like the amount of hate this kid is getting, man. I guess say kid again, 16 years old. The amount of hate Hayden is getting, the stuff that the hate Brian was getting about the whole bike claim issue and the thing of push and like grilling the kid and stuff like that. I mean, it is what it is. What you guys got to look at it, man. And this is where I can speak on it because motorsports is motorsports. It's money. And when it comes down to the reason why he's doing his pro debut, for the guys there saying he should take time off or go back to the futures and things like that. He finished 5th last week. I'm like, dude, these guys know what they're doing, man. You got to get his reps, and the only way you're going to get your reps in racing is racing. And this is where cars are the same way. You can practice all you want. Again, drifting is the one I'm pro certified in, but I also do grip as well. Grip, we call it in Japan, which is pretty much circuit racing. You're not drifting, you're grip driving. So autocross, hot laps and stuff like that. I do time attack as well in cars. Scuba circuit, I've been all around in Japan. So you only get good by taking those reps and taking those bumps, as we call it. And you're not going to get that. Even like you say, these guys are here practicing. They're practicing. They're doing it. They're working on their craft. They're working on what they got to work on for that session, for that time. But they're not out there they're not throwing out heaters. I know what the heaters are. They're not throwing on the hot laps. They're just doing their things. They're working on it, doing their turns, working on whatever they're going to work on, man. Again, I'm not a pro at this. I don't want to act like it sound like it. But the thing about it, to be real, if I can grasp and master cars, bikes are not honestly that hard to understand. As far as riding them, I'm not saying I can ride them because I do the stuff in cars, because for a fact I know I can't ride a bike like I can drive a car. I wish I could, but I sometimes want to tap into that and everything. But I know, man, there's no road cage around me on a bike. I can go flying, man. So this is not being a bitch, but at the same time being real. Again, I'm 40 years old, running an international business, got 5 kids and wife to take care of. I'm just enjoying myself and staying within my realm. And it's the same thing I think a lot of guys, when they get started in anything, they get over their heads. But with Deegan, man, I think he's fully ready for it. Again, I just want to get my thoughts on it. I think he's fully ready for what he has to do. And he's not gonna get any better just by running on the track, running on the different things and running with the, he's proven himself that he can run with the future guy. That's the 135 I just actually sold back to James and everything. This is actually when I first got it and everything. So yeah, man, he's proven himself. He can definitely run up there. I'm looking forward in a few hours. I'm gonna get some sleep and everything. I'm looking forward to actually watching and see what he does, man. If he finished dead last, it doesn't matter. It's the thing of, when I tell guys about this stuff, when they get into car racing, if you finish dead last, it doesn't matter, man. You were there. Like, you were there. You were there on the ground, boots on the ground. You were making it happen. You paid your entry fee. You did what you had to do. You got out there on the track and you did your thing. If you're not there, you're sitting on the couch and you're some fucking, sitting in your mom's basement talking about what this kid is doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the F are you? I'm trying not to cuss as much because I don't know who's watching this and everything. So yeah, man, this is this is a video showing right here. Just cycling some stuff. This is me riding my 450 for the second time. So you can't. Again, man, you guys there know I'm not killing it. I'm going slow. This is a track in Japan. This one is about maybe I think I want to say about 10 minutes from me and everything. So a lot of tracks here around Japan. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, man. But again, man, the guy is doing his thing, man. Looking forward to it. Of course, now guys say he's in there. You got Hunter. You got I think Shimoda's hurt. You got a bunch of all the guys you guys know it who follow 250 East is going to kick off in Houston. But at the same time, man, look, AMA and all these guys and different stuff out there, they want to get eyes on product, man. As a business, again, this is where I can speak on it. I'm a business guy. ROI. Eyes on products and stuff like that. That's what you want to get out there. That's what you're bringing. So you look at guys who follow fighting. You got Jake Paul. You got Logan Paul. Logan Paul just signed a contract with UFC for his Prime drink and everything. And these guys are YouTubers. They're Disney guys and doing whatever. And you know what I'm saying? Like, these guys are just new in the game, how they making stuff move. Dude, it's about eyes on product. It's about who's bringing in seats. It's about I wish, because honestly, I did the Peacock shit. And right now I'm just looking at recaps, man, because I'm not buying anything else, man. So I will wish AMA or Feld or whatever would go to like streaming, doing their own fucking stream on YouTube. And then if they had their own stream like Formula Drift, D1 and the Drift segments, you will see, let's say like Hayden's doing whatever he's doing, you would see actually the numbers go up. And when he's qualifying and stuff like that, and when he's off the track, you would see the numbers go down. That right there will tell you what's happening. It's the same thing in drifting for the guys who know drifting. Adam LZ, really big YouTuber, got into drifting. He's down Formula Drift. He went up the ranks and everything. So when Adam doesn't qualify, or when he qualifies, the people was in there. If he gets knocked out, the views go down. So you can say what you want to say about it, man. Everybody's smart in this thing. Brian, Brian Deegan knows what he's doing. I pointed out the other day on YouTube, on some comment section, if you notice when Hayden talks at the end of his stuff, man, he's very to the point what he has to say. He's very well spoken for a 16-year-old. And what happened, this was Brian, when Brian was actually having him do the stuff at the end of the YouTube videos. And he seemed like he didn't want to do it, and he was like shy and bashful. Now he's very open and stuff like that. Like, man, I've been watching a bunch of stuff. Of course, I've again, and let me kind of go back a little bit. I'm new to like following like full-time motocross, supercross, but I've known about it since I've been, I'm 40 years old now, and I've known about it since I've been about maybe 13, 14. I'm from Baltimore City. And as you guys know out there, the 12 o'clock boys and all that stuff like that, that's what kind of got me sparked into getting dirt bikes. But of course, again, 39, 40 years old, I'm not going to be doing 12 o'clock boy shit and street stuff here in Japan. Not going to happen, man. Maybe I had a chance to do that back in the States, but my mom wasn't having that. Didn't have any dirt bikes, stuff like that. And so anyway, man, I was around dirt bikes all the time. I just never had one of my own. And yeah, man, it's just something I always wanted to do, man. So I've known about it. I mean, I knew who Carmichael was back in the day. I knew McGrath. I know, and this is like people want to know inner city. Like, these black guys know about boat. Like, dude, we knew about it, but the thing about it, you knew about the champs. So everybody in the city knew Carmichael. Everybody in the city knew McGrath and Stewart and stuff like that. Everybody else, they weren't household name champs, stuff like that. We didn't know about them. And then you would see guys around the city, Baltimore City, wearing McGrath's jerseys, Carmichael jerseys, Stewart jerseys, things like that, man. So it's kind of cool. Dirt bike jerseys were like the cool thing to do, man. If you had a dirt bike jersey, it was somewhat like a symbol if you had money, because you couldn't buy those in the city. You had to go out to the counties and get them, and nobody was really going out there and everything and doing that stuff, man. So, but again, just rolling through my things right there. Got my lower boys right there, man. Again, man, I'm so, man. This was it was an awesome day. It was the first day of the sand track. This was in Mutsu, Japan, and man, that's the guy right there. And that's my oldest. He's 6, man, and you'll see my 4-year-old right here, man. This dude all he knows is throttle, and it's awesome to see him, man. It was funny when my James gave me the helmets right there. He just elected to get the Red Bull helmet, and I was like, that's crazy, Jet and all that stuff, Red Bull, and whatever, man. So, man, it's just cool to they're 4 and 6 currently, and my 4-year-old, that dude will run the tank. He'll run the tanks dry. My 6-year-old only likes to ride when it's stuff like this, like you got jumps and things to navigate. If it's just doing the turn track, he gets unmotivated. So I try to stay on him, but at the same time, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. I was that dad for a little bit, kind of like, hey, man, let's because I'm spending money. I'm going out there taking time out. I'm working, I work 16 hours a day at my shop, And, you know what I'm saying? If I'm taking my time out to do this, I kind of want them to get into it. I don't want them to be lackadaisical, but at the same time, I just let them ride and do their thing. I don't want to push them too hard. Again, I'm not, you know, if they do what they're going to do cars, karting, bikes, whatever. I'll be able to introduce them to our stuff because I have that stuff available here at the shop and the resources. But I'm not gonna kick their ass about trying to ride that bike. So this track right here was fun, man. This was a track about 3 hours from us. This was a little mini supercross track, and this was badass, dude. The video doesn't do any justice of the undulations, the camber, the stuff like that. This section right here was pretty wicked, and shit. I was out there with my KLX 110, man. I was getting this little bowl turn, man. I was getting practice out there, man. I was like, dude, this ain't no kid track. This is like a beginner adult track, because I mean you could hurt yourself out there. They kind of high-sided a couple of times out there, man. So again, I've been here 15 years in Japan, 15 and a half years. Literally everything that I'm into, man, cars, snowboarding, martial arts, now dirt bikes is rich, man. As you can see, it looks like video pictures does not do this justice. How it looks amazing out there, man. The scenery, you're up in the clouds. It's just such a nice being from Baltimore, man, and then it's a polar opposite thing being here in Japan and everything. Got the boys in there. So my thing is I can ride a bike good enough to tell them, you know, what's good and what's wrong, and I'm cool with that. I did my first race again in Tawada. That was pretty wild. I did finish dead last, and that was cool. I mean, I was like, dude, I just don't want to be dead last. I was like, I think overall I was like third before last, but I wasn't dead last and everything. So really cool stuff. I'm bringing it up real quick if I can. This is Tawada. Let me see. This is Tawada one. So anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter, but it's not anything spectacular. But anyway, it was my first race in Tawada. No, it was Tawada, Japan. I did that and everything. But it was cool, man. It was one thing I was cool. 1 second, boys. I was my boys are there right now. But 1 second. I was cool, calm, and collected out there. Doing my thing, man. I was like, yeah, James, like, hey, man. All right, 1 second, buddy. 1 second, buddy. But James was like, hey, man, relax. I'm like, what do you mean relax, man? I'm relaxed, man. So when I got to that thing and they threw that, it was like 15 seconds, and then they turned it sideways for 5. All of a sudden, man, I got like kind of nervous. And then, like he was like James told me, man, I like let the clutch out a little bit to tighten it, take out the slack out the chain, and I took off, man. And when I took off, bro, I swear, man, it felt like my vision went like this. I couldn't hear anything else other than my bike. And then, like, I also got to the point too, I was going so fast that I didn't know whether to hit the rear brake, front brake, or both at the same time. I just didn't train that. Actually, my first time doing a gate drop, which was just a little bar dropping, was the day before the race. So I didn't do any starts, man. And luckily, I didn't loop out. I didn't stall it. I took off and everything. So I almost got a whole shot on my second moto. So it's pretty cool. And again, man, it's one of those things where, like, I think it was a cool thing. Actually, I'll probably see if I can bring a video up here in a second. But there was a cool thing that happened when when I did the race and everything, man. The very, very first lap, I was coming out. And I had to jump over another buddy's CRF 250. I was riding the CRF 250, and I just muscled the bike up and jumped over his bike. See if I can pull it up real quick here. Again, I do this all the time with my my guys there. So we got there's a CRF 250. So I've been doing these YouTube shorts a little bit and everything. So let me see if I can pull that up. Where is it at? 1 second, bear with me, guys. Let me see. Oh yeah, so kind of crazy right here. So there's a little short you can probably see. No, it's not that one. So it's kind of, I'll let it run back again. So yeah. So this is my very first lap. I had to ramp over my dude's bike, man. I never done any Doro stuff. I never done anything crazy like that before, but it was just like, dude, it was like I either had to go over his bike, go into the mountain, or try to go in between him, which would be dangerous because if he had his back towards me, and when he turns around, then I run over his head or whatever, man. So I went over the bike. I ran over his exhaust. and put like a little market and everything, man. But it was like, dude, I just no shit muscle. I didn't even have the full width to like throttle and clutch up and everything like that. I just like muscled over the bike and stuff like that. So this is pretty cool, man. Again, it's like I don't know, man. I think in a moment, and if you race cars and do like that, it's just, I would say if a guy goes to motocross, supercross, whatever, gets in a car, even though he's not a professional race car guy, is an intuition or something that clicks like, hey, I got to do this to do that. You ain't got time to think. Just do it now and make it happen and everything. So that's just what I did and everything. So I got off the tangent and everything, kind of like I normally do, man. So my podcast, I normally have guests on and everything, but when I'm by myself, I kind of just go all over the place. I like this stuff like this to do, just to release. And again, this is not a podcast. I'm just chatting from my podcast studio. But you can check all the podcasts out. I'm on like on episode 200s and stuff like that. So I've been trying to get various dudes from the motocross, supercross industry to get on the podcast, man. But it's like I don't have the credentials or whatever. And I'm not a journalist, man. And so I know the guy is weird. So there's a couple things that I noticed about the motocross thing. Number one is how whitewashed some of the stuff is as far as comments. And you can't be edgy, and the edgy guys are kind of put down for different things. And like, the shit with Barsha last week, honestly, man, I enjoy Barsha because he's like, he owns up to the shit for the most part. He's a new dad, pretty cool stuff. And and the reason I'm bringing up Barsha, man, is he was running out front. And then this guy is saying that he's blocking, he's holding up, he's doing this, he's doing that. I'm like, dude, he's a pro fucking dude. He's a champ. Like a lot of those guys are and everything. And it's like, I hate this thing. Eli's doing this thing. Eli had an amazing, dude, I picked the perfect time with social media and all this different stuff to get into motocross and supercross, man. And then to witness Eli's run, man, that was just like, bro, SB. Like he just did. You guys all know what he did. He did the whole thing. Start the year off at A1, knocks that out. He never won A1 before, man. Knocks that out, man. I'm like, God damn, dude. It's like the dude just won everything. He just won everything in the last year. I don't think nobody else can have or will have a season like that. I might be wrong, but he just killed it. But I don't like one thing I don't like is I don't like how. You got Anderson, Eli, you got Chase, Roxon's making his resurgence again with the RMZ, and you got, it's like before you even line up, the announcers are kind of biased and they only talk about the hot guys. Case in point, Jet being interviewed for third. Even Jet was like, dude, why are you interviewing me? And it's just because, hey man, he's the face of motocross and supercross, man. So that's why they're gonna do it. It's money. So I know he understood, and that was nice of him to say, hey man, interview the dude who won a goddamn race. It's about money. So again, kind of reverting back to what I'm saying, because I'm gonna close this out and get out of here. Take care of my boys down there doing what they're doing. But it comes down to money. Hayden's going to line up and do what he's going to do tomorrow because it comes down to money. Brian Deegan knows what he's doing with this thing. He's not doing it for a reason. He put a bunch of money out there to make this happen with this kid, and he's going to recoup some of that goddamn money. Even though he doesn't need it, he's going to recoup that money. He's going to make good on his contracts with Star. He's going to do a lot of different things out there. So, again, it comes down to money. It's going to come down to skill. The thing is, the guy can handle that damn bike on the track. He can handle himself. He's not going to be a hazard. So that's all that really matters. If he's a hazard out there, then it's something different. But Hayden's not going to be the hazard. He's been at the farm doing his thing with, Cooper, Craig last year, Eli, don't do his really thing there, and all the other guys that ride for Star. I mean, to be around those dudes, man, what we call it, and I'm pretty sure it's the same thing in motocross. You get the rub when you're racing cars. I remember one summer. I spent one summer, that's my guy James' son right there. That dude's Wateroo's gonna rip, man, and Wayne right there. So we spend one summer, man. I spent one summer at the BC circuit, which is about 5 hours south after mastering my course. I mean, I've done that track. I've done my local track, which is about 45 minutes from here. All different kinds of ways. I mastered I know every bump, pit, rut in that track. I mastered it. And I was like, all right, cool, on to the next, man. So I went down to BC, started driving with guys for much faster. And the thing is, when I came back to my local track and I drove with my local guys, they're like, dude, you got fast. And it's like, I didn't know. I'm trying to do my best to keep up with these guys without smashing my car and everything. Again, you guys can see I'm not good. This is motocross. I'm not gonna pull up car stuff. You can see go on my channel, see all my drift videos. I got years worth of footage, like literally years worth of footage on my channel and everything. So yeah, man. Anyway, I was like just trying to keep up with these guys, and then eventually I'm keeping up. I'm next to these dudes drifting. And then you get that rub. So there's no way Hayden is riding at that farm and not getting the rub from these dudes, not sitting back and looking how Craig was going through those whips and everything and carrying things through there, carrying that speed, carrying that momentum. Because you can see when he first started going to the farm, he wasn't really hitting those whips too hard. And then like 2 weeks later, he's banging them. And the thing about it, man, and I commented on Deegan's Instagram. And I was like, he was showing Hayden doing some sorry about that. He was showing Hayden doing like some exercises in the morning time. For as much stuff as they show, man, they do not show the behind the scenes. They do not show all the stuff they do, man. They don't show all the reps. They don't show all that stuff, man. So the guys are sitting back and just talking a bunch of shit out there, man. And the thing is, especially the old dudes, man. You're old as shit. You're like 50 years old and you're fucking hating on this 16-year-old, man. Like, dude, like get a fucking life, dude. Get a life, bro. I mean, like you probably was a badass rider. Because the thing about it, one thing I noticed, man, like there's a lot of fast dudes, man, but there's other things in there that you had to do. And the same thing correlates to cars. There's a lot of dudes that are fast in practice, fast in heat laps. We got heat laps too, in the car things. But when it comes down to that wheel to wheel or that actual time, like they're not good because they're not there. They're worried about what the other competitors doing so goddamn much that they're taken out of their game. They look in that mirror. Like one thing we train is, I mean, unless it's like vital that you look back, you never really look in your rear view mirrors because you don't want to. You do your thing. It's not your job to worry about what the dude behind you is doing. It's the dude's job behind you. Same thing in a moto to know that, hey man, I'm coming up on this guy. This guy's going this way. He's going that way. He's slowing down. That's your job in the back to judge that distance, judge that proximity. It's not my job in the front. If I'm going to get over, I'm going to get over. Now, I know motocross, you're not supposed to cross. I actually did that to a guy by mistake, and I actually went online and read the etiquette and everything and know what to do. I like cross jumped the guy by mistake, and he almost went down. So I was like, I went up to him, apologized. Of course, he didn't make a fuss about it because I'm 250 pounds and he's like 100 and whatever, and I fight as well. So he wasn't mad, but he wasn't mad. I could tell he wanted to kind of say something, but he didn't speak English either, so I was like, I'll go on the side, whatever to say, go on the side to him. So yeah, I just learned like, hey, don't cross jump people. Make sure you come on a track entry. Make sure you exit on the track exit. You don't just pull off and things like that. So you live and learn. Same thing on the track. You just don't jump out on the track anywhere. You got flaggers, things like that. So a lot of things translate over. Some things don't translate over. But at the same time, I really enjoy myself out there with motocross. I'm definitely going to do it for life. I'm going to do it cautiously. Again, I'm not out there trying to win any. I'm not going to get a contract from anybody ever. My boys, honestly, I think shit, man. By the time they're 12, they're going to be faster than I ever will be. It's just I think when you get older, man, like I mean, there's points where I feel like I can crack the throttle wide open, but there's at the most part I'm riding a bike at about 80% throttle. Never 100%, man, because again, man, I got, to be honest, man, I know these bikes can get away from you really, really quickly, even when you feel like you got it, man, because again, when I get on these bikes, I feel like every time I touch the bike, every time I start it up, I just feel like I'm getting better and better and better. And from that, it's like, you get cocky, you get confidence and everything. And then like you look at last week, and it's, the whole thing with, people say Cooper was holding Eli up, and then he came around and everything. And then like Eli said, he kind of like, he felt like he was going towards Cooper, and then his instincts thinking about Cooper took him over to the left and hit the tough blocks, which goddamn, man, those things saved his ass, I believe, because he said he hit his head a little bit, but damn, man, that was a beautiful crash, man. So the dude even crashes off, gets back up and still gets 6. So it was an awesome time out there to see Eli doing this thing and all those guys out there, man. Again, I just like to see good races. I don't particularly root for any particular guy. Now, I will say out there, I mean, I do watch my guy AJ Catanzaro a bunch. AJ and Tyler at MX Factory were the two of the first guys I seen, as I was looking at a bunch of stuff and everything. And people give AJ shit, and saying like, how can a guy that is not making mains doing this and doing that? I'm like, dude, the dude can clearly coach. The dude can clearly ride his ass off. Give the dude respect, man. You know what I mean? Making mains or not, it don't matter. Everybody that's under that light, everybody that's qualifying will blow the doors off of it. Pretty much everybody in the damn world. These are the best of the best. Even to be there qualifying, you got to be the best of the best. EMA is not gonna let no hazards on the track that can't hold up. They can't hold up. Well, can't do things and everything. So I know even when guys make the mains, that everybody's not jumping everything and things like that. But it is what it is on that. But at the same time, man, like cats like AJ, cats like Tyler, that I follow for the lessons and everything. And of course, you gotta give a shout out to the guy, the OG Rhino. You know what I mean? He got his views and everything, and that's his thing, man. I mean, just like Rhino has his views, he's qualified to have those views. I have a lot of different opinions when it comes to car stuff and tuning, setup, and things like that. That I have my opinions on. I think a lot of guys. 1 second, buddies, come up here. I think a lot of guys. When it comes to cars, they trying to do power, and come up here, buddies, come up here. They trying to do power, and their suspension sucks and everything. And one thing I learned about the bikes, man, suspension is everything, man. So come over here, buddy. Come here, Shinse, come over here, buddy. Shinse, come over. So we got my boy, my Haruki right here. Come over here. So we got Haruki right here. Shinji, come over here, man. So we got Haruki. Haruki is the 6-year-old, and he's the one. Haruki's right here wearing the orange. He's right there, putting his leg on everything. And we got Shinji. Come here, buddy. Yep. So we got Shinji right here, who is the 4-year-old. He looks small on this camera, man, but he's pretty damn big, man. He's like weighs about Haruki's like taller and skinnier, and Shinji is shorter and stocky. So he's pretty much like he's gonna be like a ecto, and he's gonna be the mesomorph. I'm an endo, and he's gonna be the what is it? Is ecto meso, and then I'm ecto and everything. Oh fuck, man, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. All that damn body type stuff. But anyway, different things right there. My boys right here, riding right there. Shunte right there, man. So Shunte just all throttle, and that's all he cares about. They don't do the brakes and everything. Haruki's more cautious. So it's like crazy, man. I got like, I always kind of joke with the guys, man. I have like little Jet here, and then like, I have Hunter. But they always watch They always see Hunter and Jet stuff out there, man. So again, man, it's an awesome time out there, guys, to get into it and be into it, because one thing I like about the I watch all the guys, man. I'm subscribed to all the guys. Is to see yeah, man. Yeah, you're on the TV, buddy. It's to see this is the first time in the podcast studio, so it's to see like all of the guys. You can see behind the scenes and see how guys vibe and do different things, man. I really enjoy I enjoy all the channels, man. I don't take anything serious, because again, I'm not. 1 second, buddy. Just keep it down, buddy. Keep it down. Hey, mind that. Shh. Okay, we're gonna finish up. So I don't take too many things serious, when it comes to picking sides and saying who's doing what and blah 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 and all this other stuff and all whatever, man. It is what it is. I'm not getting my day is not being my day is not going to stop or start because somebody took somebody out or whatever. I just like watching it. Just like UFC. I mean, I train, but just like UFC, I mean, if it's a good fight, it's a good fight. I don't care about who's doing what and whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, man, it's all good there. So, again, man, it's not, I'm about to sign off like I'm doing a podcast, stuff like that. So, this is going to be Donnie signing off from Massage Japan, Pinku Style Podcast. Not a podcast per se, but I'm just doing my thing here, just talking about that. Again, man, I'm looking forward to seeing how Deegan does. Again, I know one thing for sure. I know, he's going to, I believe he's going to make the main, and he's not going to finish last. So, if I can get some backup on that, people who think they're going to do whatever they're going to do, just put down in the comments what you think he's going to do and everything, and it'll be a cool thing. Again, this is my introduction to a lot of guys out there who are watching motocross. Again, I might sound like I know a lot of stuff. Well, actually, I probably don't sound like I know a lot of stuff, but I know enough, And I'm pretty. I stream all the stuff. I watch. I listen to Pulp a bunch. And again, I know there's beef between Pulp and Gypsy, and supposedly, and then you got Johnny out there, and all these other guys, man, all these characters, and they all dislike each other, man. It's like, hey, man, we all got different strides. Everybody ain't meant to be a friend. I watch all of them, man. Cooksey, Johnny, Rhino. I listen to every Swap, all those guys, man. So. Of course, Butter. Really, I watch all of it, dude. I put it on there and I let it stream and everything. Again, I'm not picking sides. Everybody, at the end of the day, everybody twists that throttle. Everybody rips, and we all get to the same point. Is this thing about it when it comes down to it? Everybody ain't meant to be friends out there, so you can't expect everybody to be on Deegan's team. You can't expect everybody to stop that. You can't expect everybody to be on the Lawrence team, because they're successful. And, people are not successful, man. So, of course, you're not successful. You're going to hate out there naturally if you're insecure, man. So, without getting too far into it, because, again, my podcast normally go about an hour, 3 hours. So, this is my thoughts on it. I'm gonna sign off from here. By the time I wake up, I'll try to stay off goddamn Instagram, man, because you get spoiled motocross, Moto X memes. It's like you just, everything that happens on there, they put it out there, man. So, yeah, man, you gotta get to it and do what you gotta do out there. So again, it's gonna be Donnie signing off from a South Japan Pinku Style podcast. You all right, man? We got Haruki here, and then we got the Shunzi here, man. So we're gonna see you guys later. Peace. Say bye, boys. Bye. 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 Say bye, man. Bye. Don't be shy, man. Bye. 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 All right, guys. See you later. Peace.